What up, though, everybody? It's your boy Shane G. We are back once again with another episode of OTI, Open to Interpretation, right here on the Ethos Media Network. Always make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe for all the latest content. Now, today, we like to bring y'all social issues and we like to discuss, a lot of serious things. But today, we're going to kick back. We're going to have a little bit of fun with y'all. You know what I mean? So today, we are going to get into what is the best hood movie. Now, when we say hood movie, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about Menace to Society. We're talking Boys to the Hood. We're talking New Jack City. We're talking Friday. There's many hood movies, So we're going to get into it, you know what I mean? So here's a clip of a few of the classics.
Here are the top 10 hood movies of all time. Number 10, Road Dogs. Number 9, Belly. Number 8, New Jack City. Number 7, New Jersey Drive. Number 6, Menace to Society. Number 5, Above the Rim. Number 4, Training Day. Number 3, Juice. Number 2, Sin Nombre. Number 1, Boys in the Hood.
For sure. So now I hope y'all in the audience got y'all picks. And I hope the homies got their picks. Of course, we got LOF Lack of Flaws, and we got the homie Twine. Gentlemen, what's happening?
What up, Joe?
Nothing too much, man. So we obviously had the Hollywood writers strike conversation before, but we're gonna have fun with it this time. Instead of talking about some serious things going on in Hollywood, let's just kick back. You know what I'm saying? What's the best hood movies of all time in y'all's opinion? You know what I mean? Twine, I want to start with you, brother.
Oh, man.
That man said ever.
Ever.
I don't know, man. That's kind of hard because I have a few, but let me think of what I watched more.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. Whichever one you find yourself going back to, that's how you know.
If I'm going off of which one I tend to watch the most, it'll be Boys in the Hood, slightly over Menace to Society. That's what it'll be for me.
All right. Boys in the Hood. What's up with Boys in the Hood, man? Why is that the best hood movie?
To me, I just think it encapsulated an era. I feel like it gave a lot of background narrative to, like Trey and Doughboy and Ricky, and Trey getting raised by his mama, then his mother becoming successful and sending him to live with his father while she could pursue getting her degree and different things of that nature. And I just like the transition from them as kids into adults, and you seeing Doughboy go through the penile system as a kid and coming back as a man, and Ricky loving his daddy's football and turning into a all-state USC caliber running back, and them going through the trials and tribulations of being in the neighborhood every day and kind of the bullshit that come with that. I think it was a lot. It had a lot of depth to it to be a hood movie, even down to Trey and his love interest and, all that shit, man. I just think it had a lot of depth to it. Even though, the movie kind of ended pretty sad. I just think it just had a lot of dope shit to it, you know what I mean? And it was close to Menace, and it was close to Juice. Juice was a close third, and Poetic Justice. There's some others I could throw out there, but I just think Boys in the Hood really gave a tale, like a real story about California at that time and the gang mentality and, just some of the ignorance that comes with growing up in the neighborhood and fighting and warring over blocks and just different shit. Man, I just like the movie overall, altogether. I think it just kept it, 100% realistic. Even down to to the last scene that they put in writing, letting you know that shit, Doughboy got killed, and the cycle of violence just continued. You know, even though he avenged his brother, somebody avenged the dude that he killed, and so on and so forth. And you know, that was just my favorite, man. You know, the acting was stellar.
I can tell you love this movie, man. You smiling the whole time talking about it.
It's pretty good because it's like I just like the movie. To be honest, if you really want, it's kind of weird because if you want to be honest, I like the story of Boys in the Hood the most, and I thought it was dope. But I like the acting in Menace to Society better than Boys in the Hood. Like the actual characters, I liked really a lot in Menace to Society. But you know, like if I was just to be honest about, hey, they both on at the same time, I would switch between them, but I would probably put it on Boys in the Hood first.
There it is, Boys in the Hood. Twan, Mr. LOF lack of flaws, sir. What is your favorite movie? What is the best?
Here's where I may get in trouble because I don't really know if there's a line because it's like, all right, my favorite hood movie, my favorite black movie, is that synonymous?
It doesn't have to be
synonymous. That's what I'm saying. So it gets difficult. So I have to parse that kind of to the side.
Yeah.
Favorite hood movie of all time. Man, I mean, Boys in the Hood was a classic for sure. That's why I definitely took that one off the board.
That is
good. But my problem is saying that my problem is this hood thing. Like, what are we classifying? Like, we gotta have how is that classified?
When I
got you. I'll classify it just for the purposes of this conversation. The conversation is what movie that depicts hood life, whether that be the street side of it or just the family aspect of it, as long as it's taking place in the hood, the ghetto, the inner city.
All right, so here.
Yeah,
that's so it takes place. So
because to be fair, there are multiple black movies that I will watch over Boys in the Hood.
That's why I wanted to make sure I had to get some clarification.
Like most of the Tyler Perry shit, that's not on the table. You know what I'm saying?
No. So there's a couple things. So like, I like Twan's classification for how we got there because we're really talking about the complexity of story in some of these situations. So like, there's a couple of different things floating in my head. I have The Wood is in there in my head as a classic.
You don't pick that one.
No, I'm not gonna necessarily take that from you if that's where you were going. But I
disagree. I think The Wood could be a movie because it's a different tale of the hood. It's just a coming of age,
correct,
story about the hood. You
Absolutely.
know, that's why he didn't want me to take it. So yeah, you have some again another complex story just from a different side of the coin. I'm gonna take Friday though, and I'm gonna take Friday for the sole purposes of this was a snapshot, and I believe everybody in urban America sees themselves in some character at some point in that movie. So yes. that's why that gets my vote, because it wasn't about anybody being hard per se, as far as like it wasn't about somebody being some massive, the biggest dope dealer in the world or anything like that. I mean, my man was moving his little bitty, you know what I'm saying, his little bitty packs or whatever he was doing.
$200 side.
Yeah, he was doing his little thing or whatever, but it wasn't some massive crazy thing. But you also still had a black father in the home.
Mm-hmm.
That was a major component to that. And then it really took place on that block. You know what I'm saying? It was understanding the dynamics of these relationships, these people that you see, these people that aren't going anywhere, that you're kind of forced to interact with and engage with, especially at that time in the culture when it might have been hotter inside your house than outside. So everybody was outside. And like that was the kind of stuff that was going on. There wasn't 150 cables. It wasn't listen to whatever song you want to listen to in the world. It wasn't stream on demand or any of those things. We're talking the where that was set. You're talking in the 90s. It was a vibe. It was a time. I mean, classic. But what could I say? Everybody here has seen it. I mean, it's. I really think it was the layers to the story that I would select. I mean, all the way from Craig. I mean, obviously Smokey. I mean, but you also had a Debo in there. You had a young, fine ass Nia Long.
Yes, you did. My God. Bless her. R.I.P. Bernie Mac. Lord have mercy.
You know what I'm saying? So you had some classic things that, especially considering that Smokey never did another one.
Right.
So, you know, for there to have been, you know, for Cube to have continued to expand upon the brand, but for that to be the cult classic that it was, and Smokey to kind of, you know, stay capsulated in that space, that's why it gets my pick. And there was a sister. That Craig's sister was in there. You know what I'm saying? There was multiple, you know, multiple young ladies. You had a Miss Parker, you had a fine ass Miss Parker, the fine ass aunties for all the young ladies out there that may be watching, that may be moving out of young lady land and into fine ass auntie world. Like, it's okay. It's okay. We still love you.
We definitely got love for the aunties over here.
We still love you. It's okay. It's okay.
Hell yeah, man. That's an excellent pick, man. And that's one of the movies I feel like damn near everybody knows line for line. Like you put that movie on, everybody can just quote it from front to back and be laughing still like it's new. Like you're gonna laugh at that movie like it's the first time you saw it damn near. Like that's one of them rare ones. And that's a good point too. That's actually why I like The Wood, which is why, you know, that is my pick. Obviously not for the comedic aspect of it necessarily, but in the sense of there's situations and there's, you know, certain moments that I feel like most young black men, but young black men specifically have gone through, you know, being new in an area, you know what I mean? You not necessarily knowing the lay of the land and you got to kind of rely on the people there, you know, to kind of guide you the right way and hope that you can trust them. You know what I'm saying? That's a situation that a lot of us have been in. You know, like there was a lot of elements to it, trying to, you know, stay on the straight and narrow. You know, you navigating girls and stuff, you know, the whole grab your booty for $1 situation. You know what I mean? We've all been in situations where one of the homies probably dared us to do something with a girl and it didn't go right. You know what I mean? So we've all been in those situations. You know, your first school dance, if you ain't never did it before, like a lot of times, you know, you might look a little crazy in your first dance if you ain't never, you know what I mean, got down before. So there's just so many relatable elements in there. You know, the homies lying to each other about who got some first and all of that. Like, you know, and then you find out years later, like, man, I ain't even like all of those things, man. I relate a lot to that movie. And I feel like you said, coming of age, like those are things that for the most part, everybody can relate to, even if the details are, you know, slightly off. And then that makes for the funny moments in the movie, you know, so definitely one of my favorites for sure. But I really want to hear about y'all's two picks though. So Twan, if you had the choice between, you know, you got the hood comedy movie in Friday, and you got the hood storytelling, you know, this is a more, even though Friday was a realistic depiction, because realistically 90% of the movie was on the front porch, and that was a regular day in the hood. Like, you know, you go outside, the neighbors outside, you're just chilling. So that's regular. But Boys in the Hood was more of that darker side of it. So what do you pick if you got those two and you're just in a regular mood? You know what I mean? You're not necessarily looking for laughs. You're not necessarily looking to be upset, but those are the two choices. Which one you putting on first?
Probably Boys in the Hood, because contrary to a lot of people, I actually like next Friday better than Friday. So I'm just different in that sense. I like the second Friday better than the original. And so
that's interesting. Yeah, I've definitely never heard that take. I've definitely never heard that take. I can say from personal experience, I relate to Next Friday more than the original Friday, but I've never heard nobody say that before. That's interesting. Flaw, what are your thoughts on that? He says Next Friday is better than Friday.
I think it's fucking blasphemous for him. And I know him. I don't understand that.
I just think Next Friday was funnier. Like,
okay, but time out. We're skipping over the fact that there was hella tension in Friday, yo. Yeah, there was tension. Like, I don't think we understand like the way that they wove in. Like, they was pressed about my man's coming through.
No,
like remember my man's went and got I gotta walk Smokey home.
I know, I totally
and he had the heartfelt moment with his.
I totally get it. I get the nostalgia with Friday. I just think Next Friday was funnier. Like, I guess it really comes down to,
is Mike Epps funnier than Chris Tucker? Is that what you're saying?
That's what it comes down to me. That Mike Epps was funnier than Chris Tucker. Like,
Day Day is funnier than Smokey. Flaw. Respond.
Day Day, and maybe it's because of a relatability to my action. Like, I have some cousins that are just lovable fuckers like Day Day. Like, I have a lot of those in my family, man. Like, so maybe it just related to me more because Day Day was just pure bad decision making. Bad, like, just a silly character. And Chris Tucker, no doubt being funny. And I get the Smokey character and having a bad trip because he smoked some Sherm, and I get it. And it I take nothing away from it, but Next Friday was just funnier to me. And I'm going on record saying it. Next Friday was just a funnier movie.
I was gonna say that's a bold statement. That is better.
Chris Tucker. Okay, put it this way, right? If you compare Smokey to Day Day, I feel like they both had a bunch of quotables.
Yep.
But I just feel like Day Day was just sillier. You know what I mean? Like, he was like,
because there was a blueprint that they had to build upon. They had a comedy space and he did a good job. I
just feel like Day Day encapsulated that lovable coward as well. Like, he was just like a very scary, but I just feel like I know.
You don't think Smokey did that?
I think he did, but Day Day just was like over the top. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, he was just over the top in the whole.
Go in the house. Now you want to go in the house. You want to go inside? You scared? Remember that part? Right before Debo and them rolled.
The whole thing about lying about his rims when they clearly was 10-inch rims. They talk about the 20s. Like, I put the 20s on there and this, and this. And the nigga talk about being scared of the big girl bullying him, and talking about how she had an affinity for snacks and she knew about all the new snacks. I just thought it was just funnier, man. He was just funny, man.
Shout out Lady of Rage.
Because I'll be honest with myself, I think I like physical comedy a lot. Like, I like comedians that just like do silly shit with their bodies and like just really silly people, man. Like, I like silliness. You know what I mean? Like, hey, look, while we at it, big shout outs to Ice Cube because he introduced a lot of funny characters, man. Cat Williams' character was hilarious to me. Like, I really wish he would put on for a new generation. Go find a new funny nigga, Desi and one of them niggas, and put them on a national movie. Like, I big up to the whole Friday series, man. Like, you know.
So let's go to the other side of it then. So you were saying Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society like neck and neck, basically, with Boys in the Hood being a slight edge. Flaw, how do you feel about that? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is Menace better?
No.
Menace is not better.
I just think it's different.
Okay, explain.
I just think it's a I think it's more of I think it's the darker side.
I think it's the evolution. I think Menace is the evolution of Boys in the Hood, to where the niggas from Menace grew up with the niggas from Boys in the Hood being they big homies.
I hear that. I can hear that.
I can see that.
That's why I said it's the darker side.
Yeah,
like,
so naturally they just grow up with the shit being nothing.
In them.
Like, we blew a nigga head off in the beginning of summer. These niggas is in high school. I don't think niggas realize that about Menace. These niggas in high school, man. Fucking O-Dog was a minor, bro. He was in 10th grade.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fact. Him as an adult.
Yeah. No, bro, I get it. And the scary thing is we've gone from movies to this being a regular occurrence. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to take our funny episode and make it serious, but we got some real shit going on in the world right now.
No, yeah, and that's an excellent point about the evolution of it. Like, Boys in the Hood is kind of telling the story of how we got here. Like, these are the steps that kind of lead to somebody to making these decisions, and then Menace is like, okay, these are all the niggas who went through that, and this is what's going on now with it. That's a good point. I never even thought about it like that.
This is the one thing I will push back on, because I hear this a lot. And I just think we have the technology to publicize the shit more. Because I want y'all to realize this, all three of y'all being native Detroiters, the bloodiest year in Detroit history is like 86. It was like 1,400 murders, bro. I want you to wrap your head around that.
How many that is? Yeah, that's nuts.
It was like 1,400 murders. I just think the technology and the way we able to access every incident makes it seem worse, and it also desensitizes us because we hear it all the time. Like, oh, somebody else just got killed, another person, this and that. Because I was having this debate with. Shout out to Country. I was having this debate with Country, and I was telling him that it's all perception, because he like, man, the world is so much fucked up now. And I'm like, is it really? It's all perception. Like, is it really? Or was the world more fucked up in 1940 when a black man could get lynched and his dick cut off for whistling to a white woman? Like, is it?
No, I mean, that's a good point. It's just things are more visible, so it makes it, seem like it's happening more. Whereas it's like, no, this is what's been going on the whole time. It's just now y'all are seeing it.
Yeah, and I just want people to understand that. Like, is it? Like, nigga.
No, he's asking on a pound for pound, nigga. Is it worse? And that's a fair conversation. Not for this episode, but that's a fair conversation.
Like I just can't imagine us three walking down the street and a white man come off his porch and we got to cross the street.
Like I said,
I can imagine that.
Look.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? We got movies like Django, you know what I'm saying? Not a hood movie, but you know what I mean? He rectified that shit at the end, you know what I'm saying? Most ass.
Is Shane making a lot of noise on your end, Flo?
It did for a second.
Did it? Am I straight now?
But
no,
that's my point, man. This was like the evolution, the little cousins, Doughboy and Monster and all them dudes. I feel like O-Dog and Kane was like they little cousins who grew up hearing the stories of they big cousins going on missions and retaliating and revenge and death. So when it got to them, they was just a little bit less emotional about it. Like, it was like, yeah, whatever. We caught these niggas at the burger joint and smoked them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was shit. Like, whatever. And I killed the Chinese dude cat back. And just all that. Like,
all that, like, just all of that, bro. Like, I just feel like it was a slight evolution, but I still feel like Boys in the Hood, the story was just a little bit more in depth. You know, Menace did have some people trying to break the monotony. They did have the Reefs and the people trying to move out the hood and do something different.
Yeah, but we don't want to hear that bullshit, Sharif. Yeah, Twan shit just went out. I don't know what happened with his shit. It started doing the robot voice at the end there. But yeah, we ain't trying to hear that bullshit, Sharif. You know what I'm saying? That was the like. Nah, Menace was great too, though, man. Like, there's a lot of good ones. You know what I mean? We could realistically talk about this shit all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, to bring it a little bit more current, you got Baby Boy, even though that shit is like 20 years old. But, you know, you got Baby Boy, which was probably arguably the last Hollywood-produced hood movie, like on a big scale. Like, because me and Twan was talking before the show, and like all the hood movies now is coming out on Tubi pretty much. You know what I'm saying? They're not really being produced by Hollywood. That was really like kind of the last one that I can remember. Were there any other ones that you can remember?
After Baby Boy?
Yeah. Like post that 2004, 2003, some shit like that. Nah, that was a little later than that, 2006 maybe.
A hood movie produced by Hollywood after 2004.
I can't think of one.
That was any good?
I can't even think of one.
Right, I was gonna say what, Waist Deep, I guess you could say. That's the one I'm thinking of. That was
Waist Deep.
Waist Deep. That was a hood movie produced by Hollywood.
What is Waist Deep? Which one is that?
That was Tyrese, Megan Good, Game, Lorenz Tate.
Oh no, hell no.
That shit was, hey, bro. I'm saying
that shit is good.
I worked at the movies when that shit was out, so I know.
Trying to think. I can't really think of one.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't even
Training Day.
I never really could see the Training Day hood movie. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
why not? Why not?
Because Denzel Washington is too respectable for him to be in that category. But if Denzel, if a regular nigga played Alonzo and it was shot with a little less budget, he would feel differently.
No,
It has all the elements of a classic hood.
There's Bloods and Crips all up.
But I didn't classify.
Right, they in the jungles,
like, shady police.
I just classified it as a cop movie because I done seen a lot of cop movies with crooked cops, undercover cops, informants. I just always classified it as another cop movie. Like, oh, this is just another cop movie with a different spin on it. Like, oh, this nigga knew this rookie cop was coming in and he needed him to get off what he needed to get off. It was more about the cops to me than the actual hood. The hood played a part in it.
But I think it was mostly an autobiography on Rafael Perez, who was a real crooked cop in LA. And he was running with Suge Knight and, you know what I'm saying, Death Row and all of that. Like, does that have anything to, does that change?
Yeah, I think it was a good cop movie. I think it's a good movie, by the way.
Yeah, great movie.
You know, but I think, you know what? I also think about underrated movies, man. It's a lot of hood movies. Like I said, the Juice,
Juice is underrated.
I was just gonna ask, you think Juice is underrated?
I don't think niggas get Juice the credit it deserve.
Really?
Like, I don't.
You just don't hear people bring it up in their lists, or like, what you mean? Like,
yeah, like I don't really hear niggas bring up Juice like that. Like,
we did not have a conversation about. We had a conversation about the best. We didn't say top 5 hood movies or something that might have came up in this conversation, but I can't speak for everybody else.
If I really wanted to be honest, man, that's why it was hard for me to pick because I watched them 3 movies a lot. Like, I watched them 3 movies a lot because me being a Midwesterner, I kind of related more to the cold New York than California, just the backdrop. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
the
naturally.
backdrop of the shit. Walking through the alley with your niggas, everybody got on a Shirley, niggas got on Tim's. It's cold as fuck. You know, like the California shit was more of a fantasy to me. Like, damn, these niggas riding 6'4s and doing all this cool shit in the weather. You know what I mean? Like, it was like Juice was just more of that cold feel, and the niggas was cold and that anger of walking somewhere in the cold and just that gloominess. Like, yeah, I fuck with Juice heavy, man. I mean, obviously they had an amazing cast too. They had some really dope actors and actresses in that movie, and it was
So
like,
let me ask y'all this: do you consider American Gangster a hood movie?
no, hell no.
It's about a criminal enterprise that was
I don't think
fucking
I
Harlem
don't
up.
I don't think no movie can be considered a hood. I personally don't think no movie can be considered a hood movie.
Twan said the budget
Once,
was too big. The budget
yeah,
was too
once,
big. The budget was too big, and it's too many edits.
and I'm not even talking about I'm not even talking about the production of the movie. I just don't think it can be considered a hood movie when the main character outgrows the hood. This nigga was shopping directly with the Chinese with the Asians for the heroin. Like his shit wasn't
So
kept in the
was so
hood.
was so was I mean so was I mean well he didn't go to the
Nobody
source.
in Boys in the
Okay,
Hood and
okay. I
Menace.
wasn't talking about Boys of the Hood or all that. See that? I was talking about Ace. Ace Boogie.
I don't know. He was
Ace
see.
not he
This
didn't have
kind
to
of what
go
I'm
he didn't
saying.
have to go overseas to the source like
That's
Frank
kind of what
did.
I'm saying. And anybody who know anything about that lane, if you shopping with somebody stateside, you probably 4 or 5 rungs away from the guy.
At
Like
least. Well,
you're at least 4 or 5
a handful.
people away from the guy or the girl, depending on who it is. Yeah, that was a dope hood movie, you know, independent rap movie that told the story of some Harlem cats. But the point I'm making is, at the end of the day, Doggy smoked homie over 30 bricks, not 3,000 bricks, not 6,000 bricks. He smoked his man over 30. So you small time, bro.
You know the first
Like,
thing you said. You know the first thing you said when you brought that statement up, and it kind of proves Flaw's point. You said, "Yeah, it was a cool little independent movie."
Money,
well,
bro.
that's
Like,
no.
that's
I was
I
only
think
see.
he's trying to
I don't look at hood movies based on the budget put in it. I'm thinking more like the concept of the movie. Like I just said, it was an independent movie.
But I put it to you like this: if I dump 100 million into, I feel what Twan is saying. Actually,
okay.
I can't spend $100 million on Menace to Society.
How? That's what I'm saying. How would you spend?
I can't spend $100 million on. I can't. No matter
Right.
what, I can't.
What the fuck you gonna put CGI in Menace to Society? Like
yeah, we got cranes and drones and permits. It wouldn't be nigga shot. It'd be permits.
that's the point I'm making. It's hard to even
The
spend that type of
actors,
money
you would know the actors.
because
You would know the actors. That's about
you
it.
the only way you spending that money, like you said, is if you go get
Yeah, you would know you would know
Denzel.
the majority of the characters. Which also changes the script, changes the style of shooting, which changed the budget immediately. So that's where I said money. Like money changes the script, the amount of people that gotta say yes because of the amount of money that's going into it. So it's a lot more people, it's a lot more edits, it's a lot more people like, what's wrong with this? We don't like that. So you get more people that gotta agree on something being right, and it increases your chances of something being successful.
like I said, man, it's a lot of movies that
Guess what? I can go down the list here. I got to hook up 1 and 2. Hood movie.
yeah, them. What
That's
about?
money. That's money. Shout out to Pete.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's money in production. He did it. The nigga did that shit back in like, what was that, 90?
99.
99? Yeah, he shot that shit on like a camcorder, for real, for real. Like, you got what?
That was basically that wasn't nothing but the 90s version of a Tubi movie. That's all it was.
Yeah.
What was the Cash
Money
Money
joints,
movie?
baller
I mean,
blocking.
the
Baller
original was
Blocking?
the original one was Bout It, where the niggas beat a nigga with a baseball bat. You can clearly see that it's a watermelon. Like, like that is what it is.
Oh shit!
Clearly see it.
That's my point. That's my point.
Shit.
So when you say it can't be, it stops being a hood movie, I'm telling you, this budget, bro. That's the line that we.
But I will say that I'm disappointed, especially considering the success. I'm really disappointed that Hollywood hasn't given us a black love story again. Whether that's Love and Basketball, whether that's The Wood, whether that's any of those type of movies, I'm disappointed in that, man, because those movies were always successful. They never flopped. Like, I'm kind of disappointed in that. That's just being honest.
Tyler Perry in Hollywood and gave you plenty of love stories.
Ooh.
No, not the Tyler Perry
No,
joint.
you just didn't like it.
No, I don't like the Tyler Perry style of shooting for that particular. For that particular.
I don't believe that Tyler Perry.
Shout out to Tyler Perry though. Big shout out to bro.
Man, Tyler's doing amazing.
But it ain't the same, man. Come on, Love and Basketball wouldn't shot the same as Woman Art Doubt. Like,
are you telling me, Twan, that you don't like the narrative of the dark skinned nigga being mean to the wife and then light skinned nigga who loves Jesus?
Yeah, man, it's a lot of motherfucking stereotypes in his movie, man. Like you say, the light skinned nigga always the nigga in shining armor.
But
the dark skinned nigga is a bully. He beat the women. Like,
that nigga hates her too. Yeah.
It's always a downtrodden woman who got to get saved by some nigga that's a mechanic, and that's always some weird shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? She usually up financially, you know what I'm saying? And she got a, you know what I'm saying, like, he the mechanic dude or whatever, but he wins her over with his love for her. Twan, you don't love that story?
Tyler, he made a beat turning his plays into movies.
He definitely did.
Shout out to homie. He didn't change his audience. He gave them what they wanted. And there it is. It cracked off for him. But I'm talking some Love and Basketball productions.
Hold on. We as black people.
I know what you're talking about.
Fuck that. I'm talking about, what about the movie where it came on, When Did You Fall in Love with Hip Hop? What was the name of that movie?
Oh, shit.
Everybody be quiet. Hold on. Everybody be quiet. Hold on.
Because now I got the Erykah Badu song playing in my head.
God damn. I know
Brown Sugar.
That is correct.
Jesus.
Love of My Life was a song.
Everybody in love.
Come on, man. Yeah. Like, why they not giving us that?
Yeah. We don't have a song. We don't have the songs for the soundtrack, number one.
Man, we got a lot of songs. Because you know why? Because maybe the movie produced the emotion to make the song get made. Niggas don't be realizing a lot of times when niggas was going in writing songs to soundtracks, they was letting them see clips of the movie.
True, but it's also it's also where it was. I mean, my nigga, like, Waiting to Exhale is one of the greatest soundtracks ever made.
Exactly. But this is the point I'm making.
Time out. Is Waiting to Exhale a hood movie?
That's a good question.
I don't know. They was kind of wealthy. I don't know.
Was it?
She set my nigga shit on fire.
I'm just saying Angela Bassett was wealthy, so I guess it would be, you know what I would call it?
The female
Waiting to Excel was nothing but a reality TV movie. If you go back and look at it and what modern reality TV is, black women living in big houses and being mad about a lot of shit, that's what Waiting to Excel was. Like,
okay.
Good movie, by the way, though. I fucked with it. You know what I'm saying? I fucked with it. A coming of age about black women getting their thing on. But like I said, I'm disappointed in Hollywood. I'm sorry. I would love to see a movie where Future playing an asshole, a villain.
No, all I'm trying to do is find a hood movie that had budget.
Okay.
I don't think you need a lot of budget.
No.
Is ATL a hood movie?
I'm trying to.
ATL definitely a coming of age hood movie for sure.
Budget?
For sure.
That might be.
I don't know what the budget was, but it's probably, all these movies, what we talking about budgets, all these movies had to have budgets in $4 to $5 million.
That ain't no money. That ain't the production that Shane's talking about. When we talk about making American Gangster.
I don't even think they need an American Gangster. What I'm saying is, I'm seeing Tubi movies that have good principle, good storyline, that people are getting done for 100,000. I would love to see those movies get 1.5 million and see what you can do. See if you can step up from getting shot on a whatever to getting shot on a red, or getting a little better editors, or you got a little better lighting and everything to go into making movies amazing. You pay a real sound team to do the sound, to do the audio, so the shit don't sound like it's on a boom mic. And, that's all. That's all. I'm just telling you some movies I missed, man. I love Brown Sugar, bro. I love fucking the basketball one. I'm always loving basketball. Like, I love those fucking movies. I don't like that because, not to even make shit racial all the time, but it's like I still see the continuance of the white rom-com and romantic comedy. That ain't going nowhere. Them motherfuckers come out the summer. It's a new rom-com, it's a new this, it's a new that. Come on, man, give us love and basketball too. I'm starting right now. Let's say they got a son that's a hooper now. Because they both was hoopers and made it pro.
I'm not advocating
they had a daughter,
reboots.
Let's put her out there. Let's the daughter, and she fall in love with the hoop nigga now.
First and foremost, there was a daughter.
There you go.
And this is the WNBA pro time. I definitely believe that's possible. That is possible.
I know, man. But
I'm still not a fan of the reboot, bro. Still not a fan of reboots.
I think it's a reboot.
I'm just saying.
I don't think it's a reboot. See, this is where I disagree. I'm not a fan of reboots at all. But I'm definitely not against a continuation of the story. What happened? The mom and the daddy old now. They had a kid.
Omar.
What happened?
You know what I'm saying? They kicked up chilling.
Like, is they kicked up chilling? Because let's keep it real, WNBA players make no money. So they back in the hood.
Yeah. Or did he get back in the NBA after his injury and all that?
Man, that nigga had turned into Mr. Mime, man. He was done. Like, the end of the movie, that nigga was done, bro. He was babysitting the baby, man.
Oh, my God.
He was through. And I'm just keeping it real. Go look at the highest paid WNBA player now. Let alone when that movie came out.
I wasn't even focused on the WNBA. Why you call my man Quincy McCall? He said he was washed.
He was washed. He was done, bro. The nigga blew out his knee. The nigga blew out his knee, and then the nigga had stopped hooping, man. The nigga
Hill came back, dog. You know what I'm saying? After all them ankle injuries, man.
Who?
Grant came back. Grant Hill. He came
back.
Man,
Grant Hill and Quincy McCall wasn't the same type of player.
Grant Hill
Quincy-
didn't play a whole season for like how long, and then he came back and finished strong. You know what I'm saying? My man,
Nah, Grant Hill wasn't the same player,
Grant
man.
Hill
He was
was
a
never
shell
the
of
same.
himself.
he still came back. And he
Quincy
did.
McCall wasn't Grant Hill. Quincy McCall was a 5'6" shooting guard.
All right, so he was Spud Webb then. Like, all right.
Man, he was a 5'6" shooting guard that didn't have a left hand. We don't want to break down Quincy McCall's game.
This nigga said Quincy didn't have a left.
Come on, man.
Hey,
He was
man.
just guarding his right the whole time. Twan, that's what you're telling me. You just coaching niggas to guard his right.
Man, look, man, I'm going off the highlights they provided in the motherfucking movie, man.
All right, I got you, man.
He seemed like he was a streaky shooter. He was 5'6".
Come on, man.
Why was you breaking down Quincy McCall tape, bro?
Because I ain't gonna lie, one of my biggest pet peeves as a former athlete is I hate watching sports movies that just be flat out incorrect and atrocious. Like I absolutely hate All-American. That is the stupidest fucking unrealistic football show I've ever seen in my life, bro.
That's how I feel watching Drumline, bro. Like when I watch, because I was on the Drumline in high school, and funny enough, the movie Drumline inspired me to join my Drumline. And then when I learned how to really do the shit, I was like, these niggas are not. They on some bullshit on this movie.
Yeah,
bro.
man. I just wish if you're gonna make a football movie, go actually talk to some high school coaches, or go actually, like, I could name so much ridiculous shit in All-American, bro. I had to stop watching after season one. Like, bro, like me being a former high school coach and sending upwards of 50 players D1 or the college in general, I'm like, what is this bullshit? Like, this nigga's supposed to be the best player in the state, but y'all want me to believe he don't have no scholarship offers. Like, that's not even how it worked, dog. That's not even how it worked. This nigga go out there and run routes for the coaches in gym shoes on a field. Like, it's just, that shit was so bogus. Like, shit was so bogus.
Let's go on and wrap up, man. So Twan, recommend to the people, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you hear somebody and you be like, yeah, like this one scene and then you say movie, and like, yeah, I never seen it. And you be like, nigga, what? You need to see
the
it.
bill. If I'm gonna recommend 5 hood movies, I'm gonna tell them go see Juice. Go see Boys in the Hood. If you're on Netflix, go see Menace. Go see New Jack. And I big you up. Go see The Wood. I fuck with The Wood. If you want to laugh, go see Next Friday.
Flaw, did he miss any? Is there any you would take out of that list and insert something else? Is there any that need to be added?
What was the list? I wasn't even
I was just naming 5 random movies.
We got Juice, we got New Jack City, we got Menace to Society, we got Boys in the Hood, and we got The Wood.
I mean, we got to put Friday and Next Friday in there, so I don't want to hear no shit. I would say no, I think that might
I got one question before we go, because my phone about to die. I got one question.
Deuce.
What's the most overrated hood movie?
Overrated?
Where you done heard people talking about it and you just don't get it. Like, yeah, I just didn't get that.
I don't think Friday After Next is funny outside of Money Mike, really. Cat Williams.
Okay.
I don't really. I think the rest of it has parts that I chuckle at, but for the most part, so I would probably say Friday After Next. That could have kept that.
Okay. I'm gonna go with New Jersey Drive. That shit was awful.
Yeah, I agree with that one. What was the other one? What was the other one? My man.
And I'm saying that because as a young man, I thought it was a lot better. I happened to see that shit in the last couple of years, and I was like, damn, I can't believe I thought this was decent. This shit is horrible.
This ain't it at all.
This shit was so stupid. These niggas were just stealing random cars for no reason.
Just
and like
they wasn't getting them shits off or nothing. They
weren't even selling them. They was literally stealing them and joyriding.
Man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
Bad.
we can do this.
All right, just to close it out, just a real quick, and this might turn into something. I hope it don't though, because I know we gotta get up out of here. What's your favorite non-hood movie?
Forrest Gump. Black or just in general?
Just in general.
Forrest Gump. It's one of my top 3 movies ever.
The Godfather.
That's a good one.
That's a gangster movie though.
Yeah, it's gangster.
Take gangster out of it. I want to hear something that ain't got nothing to do with selling dope and murder.
Time out. First off, The Godfather was against drugs.
I get it, but his sons weren't. His sons got busy.
They was out.
It's a dirty business.
You know.
Now, okay. So you want to go non-gangster, just pure life?
Yeah.
Life movies. Favorite life movies.
Y'all know Tweezy are very diverse to how I'm really a movie aficionado.
I was gonna say, I'll throw mine out there, Flaw, if you need some time. Mine is
I got
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
My Cruel Intentions. You ever seen that?
Okay,
movie?
I seen that. That was a good movie.
It was
a good movie. But I can go crazy. Like, I'm really a movie buff. I can name any movie, any genre. I'm on it.
I'll throw another one out there. Shutter Island.
I'll throw another one out there. Complete curveball. 27 Dresses. Go watch that. If you in the rom-com, you wanna get your old lady in her feelings, go watch 27 Dresses.
Oh my God.
I'm just giving y'all the goods, man.
I was just tired of this, man.
Go watch 27 Dresses.
Wise words from the homie Twine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Twine gonna have to Twine tell these young niggas to go watch 27. At least he ain't.
I'm just trying to tell you.
He ain't sitting there how to be a player or nothing. So
no, that's a good movie, but that's gonna take you the wrong direction.
That's gonna take you the wrong direction.
If you wanna get your old lady in her fifis, start off with 10 things I hate about you. Then hit her with Hitch, and then hit her with 27 Dresses.
Now, first off, Hitch was a good movie.
Hitch was great.
Oh, hold on.
Hitch was great.
Hitch was great.
Fuck with Hitch.
Did he just get catchy about Hitch on me?
This nigga said Hitch wasn't good.
I said it was.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't. I'm like, huh?
Oh yeah, no, Hitch was
good.
No, shout out to Will. Shout out to Big K.
Personally, I like people slept on it. I like the Bagger Vance joint too.
That was a good movie.
Okay.
I like the Bagger Vance and Will and Matt Damon. That was
man. We just naming fire ass movies. Go see Seven.
Seven was hard with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, you want to see some? You want to get on some psychological thriller shit? Go see Memento. Like, it's some fire movies, man.
Shutter Island. So you seen Shutter Island with Leo?
Yeah, that shit was.
I had to watch.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't really understand the depths of Fight Club till I got older. Like, I really didn't pick up on it.
Fight Club was incredible.
Yeah,
I didn't really pick up on it. You know what I mean? Like, man, like, it's not something, man. I just wish Hollywood would get back to going crazy. If you want to see a good movie in today's time, literally, my favorite actor of all time, who keep bringing that shit to probably he die. Go see Otto with Tom Hanks.
Hank,
Yes, it just came out this year.
Big Tom.
Tom, my all-time favorite actor. Period.
Tom is building the ultimate portfolio.
Oh yeah.
He is.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? Everybody needs to understand this as we close up. Creatives. I don't care whether you're an actor or a songwriter or an artist or a painter or an author, or doesn't matter. Focus on making signature pieces. Like, focus on signature work. Like, seriously. Like, when we name these roles and we say, Tom Hanks and was that Castaway?
Castaway.
Yeah, so you got a Tom Hanks in Castaway, which is the same Tom Hanks that did Forrest Gump, which is the same time.
Come on, man! Don't
talking about,
you right? You go ahead, Flock. Don't even get me going, because the complexity of his ability to act and go from a Castaway to A Road to Perdition to Forrest Gump to Big to Apollo to Philadelphia to what more you want? What you want? Like, what the fuck you want from the nigga?
I mean, to Captain Phillips.
Man, come on, man. The nigga done played so many roles and play them well and get in a character. Like I don't think people understand how hard it is to entertain a human being for 80% of the movie, and it's just you in a volleyball.
Word. That was definitely a movie that made me like really respect his acting chops, for sure.
But didn't he turn around and give it to you again, being locked in the airport?
Yes.
Served it to you twice.
That's it, and it's another movie, and I forget what it is, where actor was basically
that movie was.
Where actor was in it by itself. So, shout out to that guy too.
I mean,
it's just all right. I gotta ask one question. This is the final question, because I feel like a lot of shit be biased, and as men, we probably have a bias to men. So I gotta ask, your favorite actress. What female you think go crazy when she get a role?
I really like. I'm mad I can't think of her name right now, but give me 1 second.
Meryl's the bad lady.
Meryl Streep she was cold.
Like, that's a bad lady right there.
I'm about to lay out 3 movies.
I think Taraji might be mine, but go ahead.
Taraji a bad motherfucker, but I'm going Gina Davis. That's my like a motherfucker go from, just look at her resume of movies, man. I like diversity in actors and actresses. Like, Gina Davis played in League of Their Own. Mm-hmm. Then she went and gave you the shit with Samuel, where she was coming out the crazy assassin shit. Long Kiss Goodnight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, them is just 2 completely different joints, bro. Them is just 2 completely different joints. Like, I fuck with her heavy, man. What's the other babe that played in the prostitute movie? She tall too.
You talking about Julia?
Julia Roberts ain't bad either. She played in some joints. Taraji played in some joints. Gotta Give Love to the Queen, Angela Bassett.
I was gonna say Angela, of course.
Funny thing about Angela, I kind of give her the Denzel effect, that I think she's so big that she kind of always comes off as just a strong Black woman in every movie. Like, she's the no nonsense. Strong black
that's
woman.
a common complaint that I hear about Gabrielle Union is that she plays the same. She's just the strong-minded businesswoman who don't need no man in every movie until she meets a nigga and falls in love with him type shit.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think Gabrielle Union was up there. People consider her upper echelon.
I don't know about overall. I mean, definitely in Black Hollywood for sure, but I don't know about overall. But
Damn. So Gabrielle or Taraji?
Oh, for me, Taraji, no question.
Gabrielle and Nia Long.
For me, Nia Long.
Gabrielle and what's the other young lady name? God damn it. Oh God. And Halle.
I think Halle's more diverse. I probably watch more Gabrielle Union movies though.
I don't even know what movie she been in. What movie she been in?
Two can play.
I'm not even trying to be an asshole. Like, I'm trying to refresh my memory.
I think it was Two Can Play This Game with Morris Chestnut.
Yeah, that one. What was the LL joint?
Bad Boys 2.
Yeah,
she was in Bad Boys 2.
What was the LL joint where she was the
you got to give me the leading role joints, man.
Well, she was the leading role in this one. It
Oh.
was like, so she was the sister, and she had three sisters who was all engaged or married to other dudes, and she was like,
he
controlling their money and all that shit. Deliver us from evil. That one, yeah.
That's a Tyler Perry joint, right?
I don't think so. Is it?
I don't know if it's Tyler Perry, but it was in the vein.
It is in that world, yeah.
But go ahead and close.
Shout out to Gabrielle, man. Big ups to Gabrielle.
Yeah.
Big ups to all these people. It's time for some of you new actors and actresses to take these people place, man. Denzel is damn near 70 years old. What y'all gonna do, man? Like, what y'all gonna do? The same thing I tell these new rappers is like, y'all ain't coming to the plate. Y'all still got niggas hanging on by the thread. It's 2023, man. Why do niggas still gotta look for Young Jeezy to drop some street shit? Like, come on, man. You young people gotta step it up, man. Like, it's just the truth. Step it up. Make some of these motherfuckers retired, man. Like, you gotta step it up, man. In Hollywood, if we don't get another hood love story or some black love story, man, I'm through fucking with y'all. I'm on strike like the writers, man. I ain't spending no money with y'all. Y'all keep neglecting us as black people. We love too. We want to see some romantic shit. We want a black rom-com. We want some love and basketball, some brown sugar. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn, like,
it's our shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Hollywood, step it up. You know what
step
I mean?
it up.
All right. Shane G, the homie Twine, LOF had to dip off, you know what I mean? But this has been OTI, Open to Interpretation, right here on the Ethos Media Network. Make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe. Drop your favorite movie. Drop your favorite hood movie. Did we get did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Did we forget some? Let us know. Until next week. Peace.